Welcome back, everybody, to Paval Farm. Today is a special day. My wife has been baking all day in the bakery, and I need to deliver her more supplies so she can finish the job. We are now at the beginning of spring. Huh. We are now at the beginning of spring, and it is time for field work, where we will be plowing, sowing, growing, fertilizing, and harvesting our crops. It is an exciting time now because I have planned out all of our crops and productions, what we need to do. Let me just turn here. I see, where am I going? Yes, the bakery. This is a beautiful day. The snow has finally melted. Farmers are liming their field. Oh yes, that's what I have to do. I have to lime the field. We have to go around and collecting samples from the soil so we may be able to determine exactly what we need to do for our fields, which we'll be doing fairly quickly. I will be starting with the plowing, and afterwards I will be doing most likely slurry because we have an insane amount of slurry to do to spread, and maybe some manure. I don't know. We'll have to see exactly how that work is. And it's exciting. I mean, it's exciting time. What can I say? Before I take the wrong turn, we are now here at our bakery. Let me unload this stuff and show you inside. Hey babe, how are you? Well, got that done, and now we are off to go to the farm. Which really isn't that far away, but nonetheless, hop on the quad and then I'll take you around. This is our maintenance round. John is going to be very busy in the last bit. Here is our vine tractor. There are a couple of other machines that we have over at the vines, and these basically stay over the vines. I'll take you there one of these days, or maybe even today. Show you the vines and what we have over there. I do plan on getting another field and planting olives this year. This, of course, is our feeder tractor, which needs to be looked after. Our front loader desperately needs to be looked after. These two are going to be long-term projects. Well, this one is, the trailer is being finished here. The International, I don't know what we're going to do with that one yet. And these ones just need to be, cleaned up and fixed up after winter. And that should be all for the maintenance for the springtime. At the moment, I can't unload those pallets because the front loader it desperately needs, there is a leak in it, and I can't use it without it being fixed first. And so I have these other machines here, the Unimog, of course. And our first stop is heading over to this grass field. Just look at the condition of it. Our fuel pump, our sheep, woohoo! And back to the bakery. Looking at the condition here, I think I want to put a new crop in anyway, but I would, one way or another, have to reseed it. This thing has just been ripped up after the winter. Also from the tractor and working on the field. Always these fields need to be repaired one way or another. But I will definitely have to do a bunch of work on this field. This is, I think, our biggest field, and I might split it into two. I don't know. Here's our secret hideaway moonshine distillery. We will put the grapes and other supplies that we have in there and start making moonshine again soon. Shh, it's a secret. At the beginning of this video, I showed you Benedict and I unloading these vehicles. Right here, we're going to be putting in a new cow barn for our calves. I have wanted to always put our calves when they're very, very new, when they're just getting away from their mother. Because after feeding with their mother, we want to put them in a separate barn and then feed them separately so they can grow maybe the first few months of their life. And then we'll put them into the various pens that we have. And so Benedict is going to be with Peter and Paul are going to be taking down these streams, and maybe me. Definitely show you videos of us. We have to take down the trees, cut the grass, and then completely flatten this area and then build the farm. This is our first big project this year, and we have all of our machines that we brought up from the company. And yeah, we need to do the dirt and then, well, it's an ongoing process, and you'll see. We'll have to lay in some cement here and put in the foundation and everything like that. But we just got the machines up and just starting, like I said. Benedict will be in charge. Peter and Paul will be eventually coming over here and helping out. Maybe I will. Yeah. Let's go on to the next construction site, which is actually going to be ours. There are a few times in a given year that I can take the opportunity to improve upon the farm. And one of those improvements that I want to do is up there at the cow farm. And the time of year would be now. The problem is there is no path up here. And Paul will be building the pathway in here so that our vehicles don't get stuck. Especially the one. We have an old, International that likes to get stuck up here. And when we take care of the cow's the cow's water and milk supply, yeah, it doesn't like it very much. So we have up here, as you can see, one truck with a roller, and we'll be having to bring in the gravel. And what is it, about noontime? I guess Paul will be bringing that later, but we'll lay down we'll start the gravel road somewhere around here, and it will do a loop around the feeders and come back on itself. And so we'll have a nice efficient loop and one road to do. So it's a quick job, and Paul will do a great job on it. Here is our third construction site. Benedict will be also doing this, and Peter is going to be, Paul is going to be here around here most of the time doing the work, but when it gets down to the bigger stuff, right now, all we have to do is take out this dirt and flatten it around, maybe take out that tree. And we're going to be building a mineral feed here. Well, the company wants to put the mineral feed here. And that is construction site number 3 at the beginning of the year. Let me take you on to our fields. First, we'll go to the farthest possible field, which would be our field number 9, I believe. Is the great field? I don't know. Having farmed for years and being here for years, I have absolutely no idea what plant that is. One of these days I gotta look that up. What I do know about the plant is that it's gotta go. In fact, all of this has to go. I will have to plow this up, and likely I will have to dig up the stones. There will likely be stones, and then I can plant. This here is field number 9, and I did go in here, walking in a little ways to see the status of everything, the soil. And yes, this field needs lots of work. I imagine the rest of my fields are... There are a few fields that I've actually planted in the last winter before I started video taping or recording. And I'll check those out now. Where did I park? Oh, there I parked. Though it is getting warmer, it's still a bit too breezy just to wear a t-shirt. I should have brought a jacket. Oh well. It's all good. Good thing about riding in an ATV is that I don't actually have to take the roads. I can go more quickly to the grapes. Before I get too far with showing you the grapes, this field here is the one I wanted to buy, or I want to buy this year. In fact, I will be buying it very shortly. I'm still in negotiation with the landowner, and this will become the olive field. And so here is our grape field, and then here will be our olive field, and everything will be in one place. I am really super excited to actually start these olives because there is great potential in olive farming. I'm really looking forward to it. And then growing our own olive oil, producing our own olive oil at some point in time. I'm super excited about starting the our own olive oil, actually. Had to put my hat back on as the sun is beaming right now. I should have gotten my sunglasses, but it's okay. I've been looking at these grape vines here to see the status of them, to see how they're doing. And you see how these are all yellowed and not looking so well? Well, what I have to do is come here and trim all of these back. Actually now, within the next couple of days. And then do the ground and fertilizing and everything, and then they'll start growing back again in time. But I actually should have done this earlier, so they could have just sat in the winter like this, but, well, I never got around to it, unfortunately. But I think they'll still be okay. They're certainly not going to be dying, but maybe won't necessarily be growing the best harvest. I don't know. Have to see about that. See the status of our machines. Oh, these need to be looked after. That is our grape harvester. One will drive and two will sit on the back and pluck the grapes. Nothing too fancy, but with this one grape field, it works perfectly fine. The store does have a grape harvester for those really, really big grape fields. I used it once and it works incredibly well, but this one works perfectly fine. I think this was actually in the shop the last time when I had to use the grape harvester, but I don't remember. Either way, I have to do service on our hedge trimmer, I guess you could call it. I'm not really sure what that's called. And then here is for the ground, and then of course our fertilizer. Seems the Fiat is in good working condition now. Good, I'll take that back as soon as I can, or maybe John will. Oh, this is important that that's fixed. Wow, that really desperately needs to be fixed. Because there's a lot of work that thing needs to do. I wonder if I should get a second one. First official field job with this tractor, see how it works. I set up the drone, it'll be following me around, and I'll just have to see how it goes. Going up and down the field, and let's have a little bit of fun. We will listen to a bit of music, maybe talk a little bit. It shouldn't take all that long. I wanted to run this time lapse over the whole field, but I remembered a funny story. So a Texas farmer, he goes down to Australia, and he wanted to see how they do things in Down Under. He goes there for vacation, looks at their farm, and he meets up with this Aussie farmer. And the Aussie farmer, he's bragging and saying, oh, we got these huge wheat fields and all these big crops and everything like that, and everything big is big in Australia. And the Texas says, well, I won't believe it until I see it. And so the Aussie farmer persists on this and says, okay, fine, let's go out and take a look at this field. So the Aussie farmer goes out with the Texan and looks at their wheat field, and Texan, very impressed, says, "We got wheat fields at least twice as large as that. This is nothing. This is a small field." And the Aussie farmer says, "Well, okay. Let's go look around at the cows and see what else we got." And again, the Texas, very unimpressed, looks at the farms and says, "We got longhorns that are at least twice as large as your cows. These things are baby cows compared to mine." And they carry on bickering and going on about who's got bigger this and that. And then the Texas sees, off in the distance, a group of kangaroos. Or he has never seen one. He has no idea what they are. And these kangaroos are jumping around, and the Texas asking the Australian, "Well, what are those over there?" And the Aussie says, "Don't you have any grasshoppers in Texas?"
Why you do that? You drop me like who that? And put me through that. My baby is useless. I'm living my life. Don't need you in mine. Me feeling just fine. One of a kind. Who better than I? Hey, 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 oh. Shawty, don't play that game. Shawty, don't play that game. I won't keep you safe. Time that I relocate. I don't play that game. Shawty, don't play that game. I know my place. Shawty, I know my. Got a lot to do. I got a lot to do. I got a lot to do. Got a lot of. At the crack of dawn in the dark of night, what I got to do? Got to do. I'ma make it loud. How I made you scream like a cockatoo. Squall. Turn the party way, about to show the rest what the boy can do. What you expect? How I forget these thoughts of you. Don't need no reps. I'm in the jet. Gon' fly the coop. Fly the coop. Shawty, don't play that game. Shawty, don't play that.
Well, it's slowly getting finished. This tractor is running well. The plow is doing a great job. No problems so far. I did check out a couple times the depth and make sure everything was set up correctly, and it is doing just that. It's doing great.
Don't play that. Shawty, don't play that game.
You are listening to 109.84 FM, Beats Radio. Grind up the music and make a smoothie with all the best beats. 100% commercial free. Brought to you by Gummy Bears. Enjoy the chewy middle as you munch them up. Make sure you get your hands on a bag before they take over the world. Gummy Bears, the new civilization preparing for domination. You are listening to Beats, non-stop commercial-free radio, 109.84 FM.
So I have spent quite some time in this tractor showing you me plowing this field, and I haven't really explained the insides of this tractor. This is of course a highly modern highly modern tractor with all kinds of LEDs and computer stuff. I have a place there for my cell phone, and on here is a digital display for speedometer, engine, and you push all these buttons, you can get the diagnostics of like the actual Zustand, the actual moment of the traffic, what it is like, the tractor, what it is like, the speed, time, all that kind of horsepower. Up here is the diagnosis of the implements and the pressure. Like you see those green dots in there, you have those sensor points along the side. There is a camera, an above camera, and there's all the buttons for the computer works for the implement that you have attached. And here on you see this is the armband for the running the tractor. Implement up, implement down, hydraulic on, hydraulic off, PTO on, PTO off, that kind of thing. And then of course there is the joystick on there. And so it is very simple, very clean on the inside, very incredibly comfortable. Up there, you also run the environmental controls of the tractor, air conditioning, heater, radio, that kind of thing. Surround sound, radio, just amazing on the inside. It is a bit to take into, like you have to really be good with computers. Like an old farmer who has never been using computers or anything like that will never have a chance with this, but fortunately with time, farmers grew up slowly with computers and becoming more and more comfortable with computers, and so eventually tractors will be coming into this type where it's only going to be computers. I don't know if that's a good thing, but it is what it is. However, because I am very frequently using computers and doing quite well with even the programming of computers, I am getting along with the tractor famously. So, do I like the tractor? It does a good job. For this field work, no problem. It is relatively fuel efficient. It's been under heavy load for quite some time today. And so far, I am impressed. I like it. I'll have to tell you, of course, my end result by the time I give it back, after the sowing season. But so far so good. And of course, our plow. This is a new plow I got at the end of the year last year. It happened to be on sale, and I did get the plow. It is a 5-furrow plow. You can, of course, rotate it like I guess most modern plows. So very, very good. Nothing has broken on it so far. It's been doing an incredible job. For this field, might be slightly like another meter would be good for this tractor. Oh, look, we got a looky-loo. Might be a little small for this this field, but for all the other field, I think it's okay. Especially the power of the tractor. I mean, this requires 160 horsepower. I happen to have 180 horsepower. I mean, I do have the New Holland, which does have 300 some odd horsepower in it, but yeah, not yet. Don't really need something. I mean, the bigger the plows, those are very, very expensive. And so far, I don't, see the requirement yet. Although I would like one more meter on this plow, but that's okay. It is what it is. Let me finish up the last headland here. Make sure everything is okay. And then I call it a day. The beauty about this tractor is that it has virtually completely glass top, which means you can see through incredibly well. If this tractor would have front load or anything, that would be good. I don't think this really needs a glass top without a front loader, but I like it. I'm enjoying it. You can look up at the stars, days off, when this tractor is going with the GPS and everything like that. So I like it. Well, that is it. I want to say thank you for watching our probably fairly long video until the end. But this is just the start. I was just showing around a start of what is happening with our farm in the springtime. A nice introduction to this tractor, the field work, the plow. I gave you a little bit of an overview of our farm. More is to come. Thank you so much for watching Paval Farm, and God bless you. Have a good evening, and we'll see you next time on next Thursday. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, sorry. Before I forget, please like, subscribe, and share this channel. This is an ongoing, growing community of friends and family coming together to watch some farming, some tips, some forestry, and other things. So don't forget to spread the word, and we'll see you next time on Paval Farms. Goodbye.